Bill, Jason, and I, we're all best of friends. And I used to be the general manager at a restaurant and brewery. Jason was my assistant manager, and we got into brewing beer. Bill was a friend of a friend, so we actually adopted him as our friend, and we started brewing beer together. One day we were sitting around, and my father and Jay's father thought it would be a good idea, after drinking several stouts, that we should market our beer and sell it. So a couple weeks later, Jason came home with a whole bunch of paperwork, and we signed it and became a company. Jay likes to break my chops, being that he's my best friend, and he calls up one day the three of us. He says, "Oh, I found the perfect place. It's gorgeous, it's large, it's the right dimensions, there's a tap room, perfect place for a tap room, and Charlie's gonna love the commute." And he gives me this address, 30 Nixon Lane. And living in Middlesex County my whole life, I was like, oh God, I never heard of this. I'm like, where could this be? So I look it up on a map, and it's 1,000 yards away from my house. So I was like, all right, I could deal with this. He was serious, not breaking balls. So if it were up to me, I would make nothing but dark beers with tons of hops. Jason would like one of everything, and Bill would like more Belgians and more dark beers. So since I'm the brewer, I get to pretty much make what I want, until Jay forces me to make a light beer or something yellow or something Belgian. Other than that, I try to sneak in as many black beers as I can, stouts, porters, black IPAs, anything dark or anything IPA. My father used to drink nothing but Guinness Extra Stout or Ballantine India Pale Ale. So those were the first beers that I ever tasted. So to me, that's what beer was supposed to taste like. When I went to college in 1998, I went to Rutgers. Craft beer was not a popular thing. So my roommate and I, though, both, being college alcoholics like everyone else, we started drinking nothing but craft beer, and we've lined our walls with craft beer. And even though there wasn't many, we found them, and that's how I got my first taste of craft beer. An average day of brewing for me actually is way different than every other brewer. You'll find most brewers brew starting at about 6, 7 in the morning. Me, however, I'm somewhere between 11 and 2. I'm not really much of a day person. And in the summer, I actually brew overnight. I don't brew during the day. So my brewing day consists of me coming in, milling the grain, relaxing, and then I'll start brewing when I get around to it. And it takes me however long it takes me. It's a pretty calm, relaxed, laid-back day. And sometimes I finish late, sometimes I finish early, but it's all fun. When you enjoy it, it shows in your beer. Since we're a 2-barrel brew house, it's difficult for us to produce enough beer, and yet it's better for us because we're always making fresh beer. I can always make something different. I can make things exciting and fun, and we really randomly just make stuff because we can. If we screw it up or it sucks, we can just get rid of it. It's not costing us that much money. Whereas like a 40 barrel or a 20 barrel system, that's a lot of money. If we lose $300 trying something new, crap. Yeah, and if it works out, fantastic. We have a new recipe. You gain a lot more for that. And since it's 2 barrels, I can literally I can be in the brew while it's happening. I am like hands-on. I touch my grain while it's in there. I baby it. I literally, you've brewed with me. I stand over it like it's my child. But you can't really do that with the bigger systems. Some of them are automated. You can do it from home. That's boring. Who wants to do that? I could sit there at home with an iPad. Oh, mash tun. Yep, transfer the liquid. That's not brewing. That's the job. We pretty much come up with 1 or 2 recipes a week, actually, to try out. We do have an anniversary beer coming up in July that's going to be barrel aged in a Woodford bourbon barrel. It's going to be 11% stout. We just made up the recipe and just brewed it. Came out great. It tastes delicious. It's going to be a hell of a beer. We do come up with stuff constantly. It just came out with a chocolate orange porter that'll be out in like 2 weeks. I made that recipe the morning of the brew. Usually Jason, that was a backwards day too. So usually Jason makes all the recipes and I do all the brewing. This day, actually, I made the recipe and Bill did the brewing, so things were a little flip-flopped for a day. But it's better that way because Bill was dying to, he had the itch, so he was dying to brew, so he got his chance, and so we'll see. It's going to be delicious.